It's soup time. Finally. Freaking hell. Sorry, always fun dealing with tech issues before you get a stream up and running. Anyway, we've got a lot to do, a lot of moving parts to actually get this done. But here's our stock after spending the night in the refrigerator. Not much of a fat layer to speak of. Kind of what I sort of expected after seeing how it looked. After seeing how it looked yesterday. Very lean stock, if I gotta be honest. Not that that's a bad thing, but still, very lean stock. So, kind of means the part that I wanted to do, which was partially saute, or at least cook up the, like the onions, carrots, celery, all that inside of the, or with some of the fat. Not really viable. There's not a lot in there, so I'll just substitute with a little butter. Won't hurt nothing. Won't hurt nothing at all. Okay. Anything else I gotta get out of the fridge? Nope, don't think so. Well, maybe the butter. Oh, it's place in the high tower up there. Okay, so we do have the, well, I got a little fat, so I'm gonna just skim a touch of it off the top here. So, yeah, not a huge amount, some. We're still definitely absolutely gonna use it, but yeah, it's just not a lot. I suspect it has something to do with the fact that I used just a rotisserie chicken. And I just bought, one of those pre-cooked rotisserie chickens or whatever. Gotta figure, it spends all that time in the oven. Just gonna move that over slightly. Just render out all the fat to someplace, not in chicken. It's gonna render the fat out, so chicken itself is going to be a fair bit leaner than if I just took a whole chicken and cooked it myself, So, I suppose it's just the nature of cooking it that way. Alright, so that's about as good as that's going to get. We're going to get the heat going on this one, because it's going to take a while to heat up. Just gonna take a while. We kind of got to get that eventually to a boil. So I could kind of just sit there for now. What I really ought to be doing is one, getting here and there. So many moving parts. Okay, let's actually get you up on the screen here. Let's do that. Hang on, just had to do a quick audio check. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now I can actually read the chat. Actually, here, let me put this over here so I don't accidentally dump you guys into the sink. That would make me sad. It'd make me very sad. Okay, first thing we're going to order of operations for cutting this stuff up is going to be the onions, because I want those cooking the longest. We'll do onions, then we'll do celery, then carrots. So I am not the best at chopping onions. I will freely admit that. But I like to do You know what? If that's too much stock, I can always ladle some out and put it into the pot that I have that's going to be going for making the actual pasta itself. So just kind of thinking ahead there. You know, just in case. Just in case. Yeah, it's really a disappointing amount of chicken fat. Oh well. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, I should also mention I do have, going to also be using some turkey stock along with this. I'll be using that to boil the noodles. I've let that thaw out for a little bit. I should also grab, they're not in this room. Hang on. I got bouillon cubes somewhere. I know I do. Well, that's not going to be enough turkey stock. Absolutely not. Oh, here you are. Never mind. Yeah, just some basic chicken bouillon cubes. Basically, the whole idea is that I'll put the turkey stock in there, get that melted down, because it's a big frozen block right now. We'll get that melted down, get that boiling, or at least we'll see how much is in there. And if I need to add a bit of water, I'll add a bit of water and maybe drop in one of these. We'll cook the pasta in this. So I probably should have took this turkey stock out hours ago, but I'm silly. There's some decent amount of heat coming off of that, or we'll just put it adjacent to that. Hopefully it'll get some residual heat, get going a little better. Alright, onion. Like I mentioned, I have these lovely pre-peeled onions that are lovely because they save time and mess. But I am gonna take the outer layer off. So I can get a nice and fresh. Okay, so if I remember correctly, because I never seem to do this right. So go over there. Never remember if I'm doing this right or not, but it's like chop it that way, then like so. Like that. Like so. And like that, I guess. Is that it? And then you just sort of chop down like that. Yeah, I guess that works. Top layer is a little weird, but top shell anyway. Fairly diced, yeah, okay, I guess, whatever. Like I said, I'm bad at cutting onions. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, and I'm sure if you're an actual trained chef, you're probably cringing hard right now. That's mostly good. You know, I'm usually not affected too much by onions, but holy shit, these are a bit strong. Alright, you know what? Good enough. Oh, here. Let's do... What do I want? Oh, damn. Woo! Zesty. Here. Try to make my life a little easier. Get a bowl. There we go. Again, let's see if I can just... So I suppose like that. I think I'm missing a step, honestly. Oh well. We're getting there in the end. I don't know what it is about these onions. But usually, again, chopping onions usually doesn't affect me too badly. Holy shit, these are just kicking my ass right now. They're fairly juicy, I guess. I don't know. Oof! Fucking hell. You gotta be a little... I don't know, you know what, I'm kind of thinking maybe one onion is enough. Maybe I don't need two of them. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking one onion might be enough. Let's get that going on at least low. Here, let me chuck in a decent hunk of butter in there. You know, just for now, like, you know, that much butter just going in a pan on low heat. Yeah, I'm actually kind of thinking maybe one onion's enough. No, this has nothing to do with it giving me tears right now. It's just, I think actually one onion might be enough just based on how far that went. So. Oh, I think I know what I did wrong. Just occurred to me. Okay, so what was it like? Oh, careful. Like that. Bruh. Ugh. It's gonna bite me. No, I didn't cut myself. Okay. Yeah, that's what I messed up. Okay. God, gosh, I am monstrously hungry though, right now. Gotta be honest. All I had was a small bowl of cereal today, because I wasn't really, didn't have much of an appetite earlier, so just went with that, but getting a little hungry now. Bruh. This has gone to shit. There we go, good enough. That's what I should have been doing earlier. Just chop them up like this, but that's alright. It's good enough! It's all gonna end up as mush anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much to me. Yeah, just the sheer volume of onion that I have right now. We're doing just one. Just one. Otherwise, it's going to be just pure onion. That butter, at least, melted in the bottom of this pan. And I don't have the pan on very hot, so I'll just give you an idea of what we're looking at over here. You know, just literally just pan, butter, bottom. It's on low heat right now, because I don't want that getting too hot right away, you know? All right, celery up next. I have to deal with some running water for a bit. This definitely has to be cleaned. I don't know what I can do with that onion. I'll figure out something to do with it. But, I'll just go in there. All right, celery. The extra stems here don't need to be here. There we go. Yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with the running water for a bit. Does not need to be blazing hot like it was, but yeah, all right. There, you know what? Let's make this easier. There we go. Neat little pattern. Rather than chopping all those individually. Yeah, some of them I still probably are going to chop, but that's okay. Okay. Like this one little. Yeah. Get rid of that. Oh, you should also get the tips too. A little funky. Last one was alright though. Yeah, I don't see any weird ones in there. Okay. Okay, our stock is coming up to temp. It's such a lovely, rich, like, dark color. I made the comment yesterday. It's basically looks like a really good amber lager. If you're a beer drinker, you know exactly what color that is. Very dark, like honey brown color. Yeah, basically everything. Well, we're just bringing up the stock can also boil for a bit. It's fine. Doesn't really hurt anything. Really, again, we're just getting that up to temperature, getting it back up to sterilize it essentially. Hang on, let me spoon and make sure we giving the onions a stir every once in a while, you know. I'll give you a quick glance at those. You know, something like that. Again, it's on very low heat, so don't really gotta worry too much about it. I'm gonna say this celery's fairly clean already, but you know. Yeah, I'm kind of glad maybe I didn't go so crazy on the onion, because I actually don't have that much celery. By the looks of things. I always just underestimate how much celery I actually need, unfortunately. Bad, but I don't know. It's not that big of a deal, you know. Celery does actually impart some decent flavor, but it's okay if I don't have a ton. And the bulk of it is also made up by the onion, too. Also why I'm only using one onion. Okay, I'm just chucking it back into the panicos. Working our way through all the chopping. This lovely knife makes it so quick. Well, even with my shitty knife skills, makes it fast. There we go. Yeah, not a lot of celery. Oh well. Yeah, most of it was in leaves. Hey, Chef. Yeah, whatever. Red stuff, there we go. Good enough. Yeah, it's like 1 1/4 bowl. Ooh. Not a lot of celery, is it? Probably don't need that going on that crazy. Alright, well, the stock is starting to nice and heated up. That's good. Just giving the hang on. Funky bit there. That'll be bad. Just giving the onions and celery a stir. We'll get the carrots in there in a moment. But so we'll give those a nice coat of the butter, you know. Stir, get everything mixed around. Yeah, see, we got like that going on. I'll get that heated up a little more in a moment. You know what? Do I really need to be doing the water with the carrots? Probably not. I'm peeling them, so it's ridiculously large carrots. See, can I put these into the open bag? Doubtful, because the bag won't stay open, so not going to worry about that. You know what? Save some time. In the sink. They go. I'll just get them out of the sink whenever I'm done. Good enough. For now. Okay, best way to process this is probably like so. Quarter them, I guess. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we'll just go with that. There we go. That's good size. Maybe I could do this a little thinner, but yeah, this will work. Let's do it this way. Probably should be using the bigger knife for this, but I don't feel like getting another one dirty. There we go. Okay, let's put this in with the other veggies now. All right, the stock is at a boil, so just for that not going too crazy, I'll turn the heat down a little bit on that. There. Yeah. It's got a system down, you know. Makes this go nice and fast. Do gotta remember though, only 2 onions needed for this whole thing. Because one of the onions is used in the stock. And yeah, I guess I only need 2. It's one of these things where I just kind of like go by volume of veggies. I try to have like a 1-to-1-to-1 volume of carrots, onions, and celery. But I always forget that the onions tend to expand in the volume that they sort of fill up, almost. Because it's a very tightly packed veggie, if you will. And celery has more volume than you think. Well, it has less volume than you think because when you buy it, it looks like you're buying a bunch, but then you just realize you chop off a bunch of the tops. So hard to buy the right amount of celery, I think. Carrot done. Alright, one last one. Ooh, and it's a girthy boy. Yeah, sometimes I gotta buy these It's like, it's very difficult to buy the right amount of carrots as well. Because if the store doesn't have these individual carrots, which is what I usually buy, not because like, oh, the individual organic carrots, you know, it's like, oh, I'm, you know, trying to be healthy by getting the organic ones, you know, and being fancy and shit. Like, nah, it's because that's the only carrots sold individually at my store are the organic ones. So I tend to buy those because I can buy as many carrots as I need. Because any other packaging of carrots, it's like 3 times the number of carrots that I actually need for what I'm trying to make. So sometimes I gotta buy, and I should also point out that they do already make like pre-cut carrots and shit like that, but those, they tend to cut them too large for what I'm trying to do, which is put them in a soup. Because remember, I keep harping on this, that when you're making a soup or a stew or something like that, you're eating it with a spoon, you gotta make sure whatever you're chopping up can fit onto a spoon. So, because you're not using a fork and knife to make it smaller, you know? I did not need to do that. Let's put those in there, it's fine. So, let me rinse this one off real fast. So, sometimes I'm stuck buying like these weird freaking packaged, like already peeled baby carrot things. They're fucking weird. Because it's the only thing that I can actually get that's less than, you know, the 12 pounds of carrots and not pre-cut if the store doesn't have these ones. So, you know. Kind of annoying. You're never late, Chef. In fact, you're never obligated to be here. I love your presence, but you're never obligated to be here. Dun, 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 dun. But that sounds really good. Actually, it does sound really good. Been a while since I've had banana bread. Usually don't seek out banana bread, but always nice to have it. So I am with certain foods. Like certain foods I'd never make for myself. Would never actually go out and buy. Never actually request. If someone hands it to me, I'll gladly eat it. Banana bread is some of that. Yeesh. Maybe be a bit more careful with how I cut some of these things. There we go. We made it through another chopping session with all my fingers intact. Alright. Carrots, go in there. Okay. Get this cleaned up a little bit. I can sit there on the stove for a while, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm not going to make the mistake the first time I ever made soup, was just believe that the garbage disposal could handle all of this. Spoiler alert, it did not handle all of it. And in the middle of making soup, I had to kind of disassemble my sink slightly. It's the underside of it to get rid of the ridiculous clog that had formed. That was a fun day. At least I know what I'm doing in that regard, so, you know. Alright. So we have gotten the... gotten all that chopped up. We'll get that washed in a bit, but I'll take you over here, show you what's going on. Probably turn this up a touch more. There we go. Ah, shit. Oh no, I got the spoon that was stirring the veggies into the soup. Oh noes. Oh noes. But yeah, basically, just over here, kind of, like I said, preheating the veggies a little bit. You know, nothing too outrageous. Just getting the onions just ever so slightly translucent. That's what we're doing over here, you know? And you know, like I said, I already pre-cooks the veggies a little bit before I get them back into the stock. Now, the stock already came to a boil once, so therefore it is technically sterilized again. Basically what a lot of this is just making sure that just getting things sterile. It's basically what a lot of cooking is, just the pasteurization process over and over again. Stringy bit. Okay. So I'm gonna let that go for a little bit longer. Maybe like I'll do 5 more minutes in here. I think that should be good. It doesn't have to be, you know, have to be anything super. Like, it doesn't have to be cooked there. We're not cooking it there. We're just getting it heated up, basically. Oh. Huh. Replace. I don't know if that would work, Chef. I mean, that might work. Might. But that's a choice. Hopefully it works out for you. Placing vanilla with... Actually, the pineapple rum is the thing giving me pause. If it were just regular black rum, well, let's think about that. Regular black rum is basically just sugar liquor. I don't know. It might work. Might work. I wish you luck. How about that? Well, I wish you luck. I hope it turns out. All right. You know what? I am going to clean up over here a little bit. We'll actually wash the knife. Because, and that'll just kill some time while the veggies go a little longer, you know? Yeah, let me tell you, I'm very much looking forward to this here. I think that actually is all I'm going to do tonight, is just make the soup. You know, normally something like this I'd probably do some gaming afterwards, but well, 1, tomorrow's my early day, 2, I'm still not feeling good. I'm feeling better than I was, but I'm still not feeling good. Good enough. There, you don't have to hear sink ASMR for all of eternity. There we go. Nice and shiny again. Love my magnetic knife block. There. Cutting board. And a dishwasher. Full of veggie guts. Dishwasher. With that tiny bit. Okay, all that dealt with. Thank you for bearing with me with all that. Let me do something here real fast to clear off a spot for the microphone and bring it over here. Hear things better. Running out of room over here though. Hang on, hopefully I don't bonk you guys. Yeah. Carefuling. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you know there's wires all over the place. Alright, we're gonna do is we're gonna get the actually I'll clean hang on, let me scrape some of the scrape that off of there. That was the thing, it's like there's usually like a layer of scum or whatever, just nastiness that you need to clear off of a out of your stock, but there really wasn't one. There really wasn't one. So whenever I did it, it's like I don't know. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, that's good. Well, get that in a minute. Okay, let's start getting the spooning the veggies in there, because yeah, you know, butter sizzling on the bottom. Yeah, onions got a little bit of translucence to them. Yeah, that should be good. That'll be good. All right, let's scoot that over. Turn you off. Start getting these in here. And we'll also get the seasoning in here going after I get all this in. Not exactly fast, is it? We'll get there in the end. So when I get most of it moved over, then I'll tilt the pan up and over onto it, because it's like I don't want an avalanche all at once, because that just, you know, splashes everywhere and whatnot. So. think that's probably good. Yeah, see, splashing a little. Whew, careful. Alright, good enough. Also adds a little butter in there too. So alright, on to the other side over here goes our other pot. That's where we're going to make the noodles. Alright, this actually is going to come up in temperature because we want to bring this back up to a boil again. Let's get our... See, now that has a lovely fat layer on it. Oh, slid right out. Nice. Very nice. So yeah, we'll get that going here. Let me get the seasoning in here and whatnot. Where is... There it is. Yeah, I'm not going to put the shredded chicken in there just yet. We do have it on standby over here. We're going to get some of the chopped Italian herbs in here. Well, actually, hang on. Let me, salt. It's probably more than enough. Pepper. Good enough. Already has MSG in there, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. And I'm not going to use all of these. But, you know, good couple of pinches, you know. It's not about that much. Not that much. Oh yeah, it's looking nice and colorful. So you want to see a lot of color. One of the little generic rules to follow if you're trying to eat a balanced meal is that the more colors that you have in it, the better. If everything's all monotone, then, you know, not all that great. Turkey stock's melting nicely. Now what I could do, and it's a shame to waste that too, in just this endeavor. And yeah, you know what, you're right, Chef. I suppose banana and pineapple are used in tropical punches. It's just, maybe I'm just not, I'm just a bit too rigid with my thinking. But no, it seems like a shame to, I mean, this is why I have this stock, you know? And I made so dang much of it whenever I made that turkey, so. It's one of those things where I don't know. It's do I try to use it for something else too? I don't know. I don't know. hear it sizzling. Hear it sizzling because it's a big block of ice, basically. I mean, yeah, it's not gonna... I mean, it's really ultimately, it's really not that much. And yeah, it's ultimately really not that much stock, if you think about it. It's only one... Like, I mean, it's like one bowl of soup worth of stock. That's all it is. So, it's not like I'd be... It wouldn't be a tragedy if I got just tossed it after this. Plus, you know what? I am going to be adding water to this because this isn't really enough. But that's not that big of a deal. I'll add some water to fill this out. I'm going to wait till that melts all the way first. Oh, okay, that's back up to a boil again. You know, we're going to run that at a boil for at least 15 minutes. Because that should get the carrots nice and tender. Also, help all the flavors inside of here get to know each other, you know? Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, it's looking quite good, if I have to be honest. I have a battle between hot and cold going on over here in the pan next to there, or the pot next to this. I don't know if stirring this makes this go faster or not. Well, melt faster. But yeah, we're gonna boil, like I said, we're gonna boil the noodles inside of the turkey stock. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. I'm gonna add a bouillon cube to it as well. It's mainly because, again, I want to keep it out of the regular soup. Mainly because I want the pasta absorbing as little liquid out of the soup as possible. Because of course when you cook pasta, it absorbs water. It absorbs liquid, whatever liquid you put it in, it absorbs it. Actually, I suppose it probably wouldn't, mercury probably wouldn't absorb into it, but that's besides the point. So basically, I don't want to sacrifice the amount of soup that I have just to boil my noodles. So, and should point it out that I do have these delightful little stars that we're going to be using. I know my mom uses what the heck are they? Pecorino pasta. I think that's what it's called. Or is it pepperoncinos? I'm looking it up now. I mean... Oh, it's wait, no, that's not right. That's not right at all. Any point is, hang on, let me look this up. You know what? Whatever. It's anyway. Point is, it's these little tiny balls, pasta, and I can't. annoying me that I cannot remember the name of this stuff. But she uses that for soup, for wedding soup, which is phenomenal stuff. I need to learn how to make that one of these days. And no, my mom makes a very good wedding soup. Has recently switched up to these delightful store-bought meatballs for it instead of just spending hours hand making all of them, and they're great. Like a lot of my mom's cooking, some of her specialty things, like I completely understand why she stopped doing certain things, you know, from scratch. Like for instance, she always used to make her own red sauce, like for pasta from scratch. Yeah, that's fine, that's great, you can do that, it's lovely, tastes delightful, or you could just buy Del Grosso. As Del Grosso is my go-to for any sort of spaghetti sauce. Any sort of marinara, red sauce, or whatever. Mainly because they use all natural ingredients. They don't have like any just naturally preserves with the salt they put in them, but it's just all natural stuff. It's like the exact same stuff you would make yourself if you were making the sauce from scratch. So I don't bother. Alright, let's get some things shuffled around here. Go there. Alright. Like I said, that's going to need more... We're going to need more liquid in here if we actually want to... accomplish anything as far as cooking noodles, so yeah, like what am I going to do with that much stock? It's like hardly any. But since this needs salt, might as well basically just add chicken flavored salt. Hotter than hell. So, I'll just do this. Not gonna hurt. Add some water to this. Maybe a bit more. Yeah, I'll do a bit more. Won't hurt nothing. I suppose it dilutes it a little bit, but, you know, again, ain't gonna hurt nothing. Okay. There we go. That'll work. Now I just gotta wait for that to get to a boil. You know what? Back in the cabinet this goes because it literally just had hot water on it. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. Alright. Let's see, we got about another 7 minutes to go on that boiling over there. So, and basically once that's done boiling, I'll keep it going until the carrots are tender. That's where we want to stop boiling. After 15 minutes, we'll check it there. If that's good, then we'll drop the heat again, we'll put the chicken in. It's really all we got to do with the chicken is sort of just heat it up. So, shouldn't be too big of a deal there. And also, you know, with the salt and pepper that I put in there, you can always add more to it. It's a little bit more difficult to get it out. It's very difficult to get it out. So, that's why I'm not so terribly concerned about adding any more. I may have added more than I usually add, but yeah, it'll be alright. I have a range of how salty I want something, so. Also, I feel like a fool with this pasta a little bit, because for the longest time I was always reading this package, these packages they have, and it's basically like, it tells you, like, this, it never occurred to me that they put the same blurb on the side of the package where you would expect the cooking instructions to be, like on every single package of pasta I've ever got, right? It basically says, like, boil pasta in abundant salted water. Stir gently every now and then to prevent sticking. Taste for doneness 1 minute before the indicated cooking time on the package. The pasta should have a firm bite. Drain quickly and do not rinse. And for the life of me, I looked everywhere on the side, the back, both sides of the package, never saw freaking time on it, till I realized they put the damn time on the front. I've never seen another thing of pasta ever do this. Ever. So, you know, dummy me, I thought that it was a misprint, that they didn't actually put the amount of time that you had to cook on the damn thing. So, you know, relying on my wit to cook that stuff. Cook this type of pasta, this brand of pasta appropriately. And look, don't get me wrong, it's good pasta. One of the things to look out for whenever you're actually buying pasta, if you want to get the good stuff, is you want to check to make sure that it's like dried at a low temperature and dried slowly. It's mainly because typically for larger manufacturers and larger manufacturing of pasta or whatnot, they use a technique to dry the pasta as quickly as they can. And, well, that's fine. The stuff that's dried slower tends to be able to absorb whatever sauce you're putting on the pasta better. So whether, you know, be a marinara, you know, Alfredo, hell, a cheese sauce if you're making macaroni, the pasta that is dried slowly is typically better for absorbing flavor. So you don't just want sauce on a pasta, you want it in the pasta. It's like, I don't know if I will be streaming it or not, but I do have, you know, like, let's see. We have a bag of shells, you know, that I'm gonna use to make some macaroni. You know, like Velveeta shells and cheese, but, well, we're gonna make some macaroni and cheese, except it's gonna be shells and cheese. Because I felt like having some, and plus I have all this cheese left over from the last time I made it for Thanksgiving. It's still good. You know, it's like aged cheddar and aged Gruyere, so another, you know, couple of months of it aging is not really going to matter. Considering I've eaten 15-year-old aged cheddar, you know, not really that big of a deal. Okay, let's see here. I will, how do I want to do this? Because that timer's still going. You know what, I'll put the pasta in after after this is done on the timer, because it's no rush. It only takes 7 minutes on the pasta. And really, I'm going to let the chicken in there for a bit. So, really not that big of a deal, if I'm being honest, if that just sits there and boils for a little bit longer. You know, honestly, truth be told, you could make this soup a lot faster, a lot simpler, a lot easier. Like, they make, like, pre-cut carrots, they make pre-cut celery, pre-cut onions, you can buy stock. Big thing of like collagen stock is just, and make your own soup. It's really, really simple to throw together. It's just boiling some ingredients together for a bit. It's get the stock to a boil, get the veggies to a boil for like 15 minutes until they're tender. Throw in some chicken. And that's it. And boil some noodles on the side. Just use water and bouillon cubes. I bet you would be great. But, because it's me, you know, I like to be extra and spend 10 hours making my own stock. This is just how I roll. It's just how we roll in Blue's Kitchen. Yeah, I should say also that I am live on YouTube, and if you are watching on YouTube and trying to talk with me right now, sorry, I may not be responding too much. Because I can only have so many things on my phone open at one point in time, which currently right now is Twitch. So, but, you know, I also do like to use YouTube as basically, oh, there we go. Basically a way to save VODs. It's great for that. Alright. Don't have to rely on Twitch to save it when YouTube can just do that for me. Plus also Twitch is a little better because I actually do broadcast music on Twitch. Oh, come on, just I'm looking for one carrot that can stay on my spoon. There we go. Because literally this is what I'm trying to see if is tender or not. That's close. It's close. Let's let that go another 5 minutes, I think. Actually, you know what? I'll let that go for the amount of time it takes to cook the pasta. 7 minutes. How about that? That won't hurt a dang thing. Another couple of minutes in there. Why am I fighting this bag so much? Nothing beats a good pair of good kitchen shears. Alright. There you go. Whole bag, by the way. Whole 500-gram bag. In you go. Actually give a broth a taste there in a little bit. Poured most of it out for the carrot taste test. That'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Not really my best, I don't think, but it'll work. Actually, let me try it with all of the food, all the things together. Yeah, maybe it does actually need more salt. Throw a little bit more in there. Just a bit more. Doesn't need to be a huge amount. I don't know. Maybe using the roast chicken wasn't the play with the stock. Eh. It still tastes good. It's just not as good as I've had in the past, if that makes any sense. Maybe I'll try it a second time. Maybe I was being a little too harsh. I don't know. Of course, over here in the pasta land, we have stars have immediately stuck to the bottom of the pan, which is fantastic. All right. The point now where my hip is killing me. I gotta sit down for a second. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, that's annoying. That is something I did actually talk to my doctor about. Basically, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not a problem now. And, you know, I've almost, another nice thing is, though, I'm almost down 25 pounds in the past 6 months, so. That's pretty good. So maybe I don't know, maybe that'll help a little bit, but it's just like being on my feet. Really hurts sometimes. And it sucks too, because I have no problem walking for like, if I want to go for a 5-mile walk, I can do a 5-mile walk, no problem. It literally comes down to, does my hip want to actually let me do it? And it friggin' sucks. There we go, that's a little better. I've had arthritis in my hip since my 20s. It fucking sucks. It really fucking sucks. But doing the best I can. Alright, there we go. It's being off my feet for a moment and popping it back in place. That's the problem, is like I partially dislocated it a very long time ago, and hasn't been right since. I mean, physical therapy and painkillers can only do so much. Yeah, you ever wonder why Bo Jackson stopped playing football so abruptly? That'd be why. Hip problems. Gotta get a replacement hip. Fortunately for him, it didn't affect his baseball career so much. Or as much. So. Alright, got about a minute 15 left on the pasta. Yeah, minute 15 left on that. I'll get the strainer out. It just occurred to me that the holes in the strainer are just ever so slightly smaller than the actual stars, so it's going to be iffy. What the hell's the other freaking... Why is it over here? that sucks. I mean, then again, my college roommate had a sports hernia. So, you know, it's not an unheard of thing to have at a sort of young age. So, yeah, let's get this off here. Well, you've done your job, turkey stock. I hate that I'm dumping this down the drain, though. I really do. But the hell am I going to do with it? Okay, so the downside to using stars is they all kind of you get a little layer stuck to the bottom of the pan. I'm trying to use a spatula to get most of them. Okay. We'll just assume those are fine. Actually, hey. Yeah, they're fine. Tasty too. Okay. Find a carrot. You. Oh, almost got you. There we go. Just a carrot. Let's see what this is like. Yeah, I think that'll do. You know what I'm tasting? I'm tasting the seasoning they put on the roast turkey. Or roast chicken. That's what I'm tasting. Okay. You know what? Maybe lesson learned. Next time we do this, I'm not going to use one of those. It's not making it taste bad, it's just making it taste unexpected. Just occurred to me, that's what I'm tasting. I'm tasting the frickin' roast turkey. Or roast chicken. Alright, let's actually get our chicken in there, though. This has to basically just get up to temp. So, I think just as a matter of... It's already done. I'm actually going to also put the noodles in here, too. Like, they've already done cooked, so... There we go. Yeah, whatever. So a piece of skin got in there, I ain't gonna worry about it too much. Because, I mean, you know, if you look at some recipes, they do tell you to boil the noodles with the rest of this anyway, so. Oh yeah. That's looking good though. It is, very thick. It's very thick. It doesn't probably have to be medium low. There we go. Turn the back up a little bit. Yeah, you know, I will actually just dump the pasta in there. Ooh, you're warm. Maybe a little at a time. Because that's quite a lot. Yeah, we'll just go a little spoonful at a time. Just sort of disappears in there, doesn't it? I suppose that's a good thing. Oh, I'm splashing over the side, aren't I? We were playing a little bit fast, loose, and dangerous with how much, where liquid's at here. It's alright though. Doesn't mean that is why I am doing one spoonful at a time. Seriously, it's like they all disappear in there. Look at that. It's like I don't even see any. Probably making a mess on my stovetop. Then again, the stove is fairly easy to clean. Ah! I did it again. Splashing down the sun, losing my frickin' parsley. It's like so dangerously full right now. There's some of them. When you scoop it up, yeah, you can see it. You get spoonfuls of them here and there. Alright, I'm confident I can put the rest of this in here and we'll be alright. Oh, the amount that lifted, that raised the liquid level was frightening for a moment there. Alright, that is good enough. Alright, I'm gonna let that kind of hang out for like 10 minutes and I'll have a bowl. How about that? So all the ingredients are now together. That is frightfully close. Oh, that's neat. Nice, you're in good hands. Here, hang on. So we're playing fast and loose with how much... with how much room I have. Oh, that is so dangerously close to being too much. We just about nailed it though. So now I'm very happy I didn't put that second onion in there. I'll just toss that on what's cooking on the Discord. Yeah, we were right on that edge. Oh, shoot. You know what? Hang on. We'll do another 7 minutes. How about that? Give it a taste after that. I'm very much looking forward to that. What I am going to do is we're not going to put that entire thing into my, I'm going to put that entire thing into my refrigerator in one big pot. I have a couple of bowls of it. And then I have a bunch of these, it's like soup containers that I've saved. These are excellent, excellent for storing leftover soup and stews. It's basically you just fill up one of these things, and it's just about the right size for a bowl of soup. So basically, I just grab one of those out of the fridge and heat that up. It's excellent. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Well, glad to hear you're going to be in good hands, Chef. But yeah, holy crap. I'm very hungry. I am very, very hungry. Ugh. Yeah, be careful how much that's boiling. Gotta keep an eye on it. Yeah, pasta, I'm just eating a little bit out of the, what's remaining at the bottom of the strainer. Pasta turned out pretty good. By itself. Nice and flavorful. Happy about that. But yeah, I don't know. You know what maybe I do next time? Maybe what I do next time is I don't put the skin. Don't put the skin in with the stock. Because that's where all the flavor's at, of course, but I'm not looking for that particular flavor. Don't get me wrong, it still tastes good. It just tastes unexpected. If that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. Alright. Ooh boy, that's it's boiling. It do be boiling. Carefully. Carefully. Yeah, I honestly think the pasta could actually use a little bit more time cooking, so this ain't that bad. But it got most of its cooking done while it was in the other liquid. Like, look how thick this is. It definitely has problems learning the guards, let's just say that. I got a minute left. So maybe also turn that down to low. Just a tiny bit down, take that down a notch. I don't want to put that boiling over. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna call that done. I'm gonna call you done. Yeah, calling that one done. I'm now gonna grab myself a bowl of this stuff. Where's the ladle? There you are. Okay. Oh, that is a thick soup. It's almost a stew. But that's fine. That's totally fine. It's kind of meal that fills. It's kind of soup that fills you up, which is good. Okay, now what's funny is whenever you look at this in a bowl, that looks like it's mostly stars. So, yeah, well, whatever. You know what? Don't care. Do not care that there are... Wait, let's grab a spoon. There's one sitting right here. Don't really care. Mainly because, again, this will fill me up. This will actually fill me up. Instead of just being some sort of appetizer for a meal or some other side dish to a meal, no, this is the meal. It is mostly stars, though. Oh well, whatever. Screw it. It is fogging up my glasses something fierce. It is hotter than hell, though. Okay, you know what? With more of the veggies in it, on the spoon, that is. With everything on the spoon, this is pretty fire. That's pretty fire. I'm not saying that just because I probably burnt the hell out of my tongue. I'm actually saying that, like, that's actually pretty good. I think something about the stock and the broth itself. Like the roasted chicken was... I think I'll still do that next time, maybe. I think I'll still try that again. But... because it's still really damn good. Again, it was just an unexpected flavor. Very unexpected flavor. So... I still think that's overall a success. And, well, like I said, I was going to make this kind of a short one tonight. Mainly because I was just going to cook this and then, you know, call it a night. Because, again, it's still not really feeling great. And I did actually stream,
firm, but with a little give. Yep,
yes,
these are medium rare.
What if somebody wants theirs well done?
We ask them politely yet firmly to leave.
Yes, but we're making soup, not steak. Anyway, that was was a quick one. So I think maybe we call it there. Mainly because, you know, tomorrow's my early day. I actually did not only just make that stock, but did actually do a lot of Captain of Industry yesterday. Really when I probably shouldn't have. It's just that, you know, I missed Thursday and Friday, so I just wanted to do a little bit of makeup stream and whatnot. So yeah, I'm, like I said, still not feeling good. Which is also why I wanted to make the soup. Because, you know, good comfort food. Make you feel a little better. So, yeah. I think we're gonna, I think I'll call it there. We'll find someplace to send you off to. Like I said, this has been it's definitely a success. Let's wait to hang and have another bite before I wander downstairs. Yeah. Maybe add like half the amount of stars to this next time, but that's fine. Still tasty. Alright. Like I said, I'm gonna go find some place to send you guys off to. And, yeah, tomorrow we'll be back on. Not quite sure what I want to be doing yet tomorrow, but we'll be back on tomorrow. I will fully admit that I did fire up Dead by Daylight for the first time in an extremely long time. A few days ago, so heck, maybe I'll do that. Why not? Haven't played that in ages. So, get some more points in the nurse. Something like that. I don't know. But, anyway. I'm gonna go find some place to send you off to. You folks have a fantastic, lovely rest of your Monday night. And hopefully we'll see you back here tomorrow around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll get something figured out for then. But until then, like I said, have a fantastic rest of your night. And as always, keep being good to each other. Bye, everyone.